Welcome to this Word of Hope for Thursday of the second week of Advent, December 9th. I am Father Luke Barter here at our chapel at St. Dominic Priory in Denver, and hope you're having a blessed Advent thus far. The other day I was reflecting and telling stories about my novitiate year with the current crop of novices that we have here. And I had done a ministry at a school called Escuela de Guadalupe, a bilingual school for kids, and I was in the third grade working with the new teacher there. And as part of their science class, they had a little cloth cage for butterflies that they were gonna watch go from being their small larva and grow into a butterfly. And there was the moment where all the larvae had cocooned themselves, and we had those cocoons hanging from different parts of the tree, of the cage. And then one day a student had accidentally knocked it a little bit, and one of the cocoons fell on the base of it, and after a while we started seeing this ink seeping out of the cocoon, and yet the other cocoon stayed up. We didn't touch it, but we were pretty much expecting that nothing would be able to come out of that cocoon and that the larva inside was dead. Then the cocoon started opening up, and the butterflies started emerging, and yet that one on the ground stayed still and not moving until a week later, and when finally, to all of our shock, a butterfly emerged. Slightly different, but it was there nonetheless, flying and flittering around with the rest of the butterflies. We hear these words from Isaiah, "O worm Jacob, O maggot Israel." And they sound really harsh to our ears, but at the same time, think of these things as being able to be put into a moment, a cocoon, at which there are waiting to emerge, a beauty that might even seem hopeless because of the violence that had come around it. We hear about John the Baptist and can sometimes sort of scoff a little bit at his appearance when we think of him wearing camel shirts, or even the way he must have sounded at the time, a bit of a crazy man coming in the desert, hair disheveled. And yet he's claiming these things about the hills being made low, the making straight the crooked paths and the rough paths made smooth. That there is, in the midst of all of what might seem to be loss, that this is a message of salvation, that there will be life. What seems so difficult and so hard, that what is truly coming is something that's so beautiful and filled with life. That's the heart of his message. Do not be afraid, Israel. Do not be afraid, Jacob, when you think yourself as low and worthless. Your Lord is coming and has in store for you a life that you could have never imagined before. Mountains that seem insurmountable will be made low. Valleys that seem so deep that we could never climb out of it will be filled. And the crooked paths through which we walk, we can make straight. Despair not. Hope that the Lord your God who created you loves you and can bring you to life. God bless.